Hi, this is Lauren Baker from Search Engine Journal. With me today is Marcus Tober, CTO of Searchmetrics.
Hey,
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, no, appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always great to talk and catch up. So, I hear things have been busy at Searchmetrics. You're putting out some ranking factor studies, and we've recently had a Panda update and things like that. So, tell me a little bit about your recent ranking factor study.
I hope there's no causation between the study and the Panda update. But yeah, the study that we repeat every year is to show people what's going on in search. How does search engines evolve? What are the most important factors? What are factors maybe like the old factors, like the number of backlinks, all that stuff. How do they evolve? Do they still count? Can we interpret in the numbers and just contribute to the community what's going on in search?
Yeah, which is fantastic because not only clients have those questions, but a lot of SEOs also have those questions. So the ability to have that study, have those factors, have the data behind it is quite useful.
Yeah, the thing is, because of the diversity of all these different factors and also that search is going to diverse in different areas like local, mobile and desktop, it's important to understand what's still important.
Yes.
And what I always tell people, in the past it was like a checklist SEO. So I had a checklist like, okay, do I have the keyword and title in the content? Do I have headlines? Do I have all these things on my checklist? And once I did it, it was good enough. But that's not good enough anymore. So SEO is becoming much more strategic.
Well, also with mobile adoption, not only do you have mobile ranking factors, but you also have local, right? Because whenever I search on my mobile device or even my laptop at home, I'm getting specific rankings and specific results to my area, which sometimes makes it harder to compete, whether you're a brick and mortar or whether you're a national company, because you're essentially seeing different search factors and different search rankings in different zip codes, different cities, and a different competitor set.
Yeah. That totally makes sense that search engines are based on my context, so it could be the location, the time, my device, that the rankings are totally different, but the goal of search engines is and always was that I get the best result that I should get in this moment. And if you do a search on your mobile device, the location is the first thing that search engines will take, definitely, and it makes sense. And it makes it harder to track for SEOs, to track their performance. So we offer local rank tracking, for example, which is highly appreciated by our customers. But also the ranking factors are a little bit different on local and mobile devices.
Right.
Because it's not about having the most links, it's not about having the longest content, because on mobile devices the people pay less attention on long content, they want to have the answer quick. So it's interesting to see. So we are just conducting a ranking factor study for mobile devices, and you can see already that there's a big difference between a couple of ranking factors like the file size, the length of the content, the number of backlinks. So if you have these m.dot domains, for example, if I consume a page on a mobile device, I'm not going on my blog and linking to that page. But I see a higher adoption on social because it's easier for people to just share these pages on social.
Share specifically from the device.
That's pretty interesting to see that you have a split of these ranking factors.
And mobile has been such almost a Wild West scenario because you have some companies that are using apps for the mobile experience, some companies that are using responsive design, some that are using a hybrid of responsive and app at the same time. So there's a lot of different techniques being used out there.
I think, and that's a good point, we don't know what will become the standard. So is it necessary to have a native app, to have all my content in a native app and make the content discoverable for a search engine? And the search engine will send me directly within the app, exactly on the point where the content is located. There are a couple of test drives with Google and some app providers, but it's too early to say what will become the standard. So if I can make a guess, my personal opinion is that the user is too lazy to have X amount of apps on his device where he can access New York Times in his app, the Washington Times with their extra app, with all these different apps. So maybe apps like Flipboard or the Google Newsstand, that they become a standard because they aggregate content, or the people, I mean, what is so dominant is the search. So Google is making sure that the search box on all the new Android devices will become a part of the home screen, so they put it in their terms of services, smartphone manufacturers. And so I believe that Google will make sure that search will stay the most prominent source or entry source of my to fulfill my information demand. That's what I believe. That's why apps, maybe not, but at the moment I believe it won't become a standard that I have 50, 100 apps on my phone. I have a lot of apps on my phone, actually.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't use all of them, right? So that's the thing.
Well, there's also nothing more frustrating than searching on your mobile device, seeing a result, clicking on the result, and then having it reload to a mobile homepage. Right. When your intent is to read a piece of content or something that's actionable or transactional. Like,
but this is something where I saw this week in some tests with Google that Google put a small little icon in front of the URL, which page is mobile optimized.
Yes.
I think that makes sense, but exactly the same experience that I have pretty much often. I want to get a specific information, and in the end, I just land on their homepage. Yeah, thank you. I mean, that makes no sense.
Again, Marcus Tober, Search Metrics, CTO. Thank you.
Thanks.
So I know at your company you focus a lot on long-term SEO for your clients. Can you kind of go into that and why it's so important?
So there's a lot that's happening in SEO, and I think that when we talk about long-term success, we usually try to think
need to be reviewed. How can you do this easily? Simple. Link Patrol scans your entire site. Link Patrol gives you a breakdown of all the authors, domains, and anchor text associated with your